welcome to Noemi and Friends, and we are at the Cabin Coffee House and Cafe where homemade is in the air, and I am glad you are joining me tonight. We have a special guest. We have musician, local musician, all original music, Cheyenne, and we're going to hear from her very proud grandfather, Dennis. So we're going to listen to what he has to say about his granddaughter. We are also you're going to be treated because I'm going to show you how to do some simple cooking, which everybody needs a little bit of tips on cooking. And we're going to hear from Cheyenne later. She'll be performing for us. And we're going to do an out and about at a local business in downtown Bemidji, Katie Floral. So join me for Noemi and Friends. All right, thanks for joining me today. I am very happy and pleased. We are in downtown Bemidji at Katie Floral, downtown Bemidji. And I am with Rachel Schwartz. And Rachel, how long have you had Katie Floral?
I will have owned the store. It'll be 5 years this May 1st. So
5 years?
Coming up on the anniversary.
It's gone fast.
It has gone fast. I still feel like it's my first day sometimes.
Isn't that exciting that when you love something that much, it's always...
It is. And it's been such a wonderful place to work, especially with the way the weather has been. It's exciting to get up in the morning and go somewhere you really care about.
That is very important when you have a job. When I walked in here, it's like, oh my gosh, look at all these green plants. And when people are in the middle of northern Minnesota, there's a lot of snow, the plants will help people.
Yes, and we are plant hoarders. We love our plants, and I try really hard to make sure that we have tons of different varieties of plants and unusual plants. We carry plants that don't need soil. We carry plants that live off of the trees. It's just so fun to have so much greenery, and it does. It makes people feel better. We've had so many people coming in and saying, oh, I just needed a little bit of spring. I just needed a little liveliness, and it makes a huge difference in your house. And
do you get deliveries every day, every week? How does that work?
Yes. I would say on average we take anywhere between 5 and 15-ish deliveries a day. And that, of course, changes when it's holiday season. But on a regular day, people will come in or they'll call, and we get directions and address, and we can deliver right to people's door, which is just, it's so fun. I was actually able to just take one this morning to a girl who was having her birthday, and she got balloons and cupcakes and flowers, and she was so excited. She had all her friends with her, and they were all oohing and eyeing, and
doesn't that make
it's
you
just
feel so good
so
when
fun.
you walk in?
Yes.
When you walk in with something and then people are just, oh my gosh, and they're so excited.
It's so
I've always
fun.
enjoyed that.
Yes, absolutely. And we have lots of friends that help us out during the holiday season, help deliver, and they love it as well because it's so fun to receive and to give something so beautiful.
And the plants that you get are from around the world?
Yeah, absolutely. We order generally through a couple wholesalers, both in Minnesota and then also in California, and they get shipped here. Sometimes they come on a plant truck, sometimes they come overnight mail, actually, is another option. So
that's
everywhere.
Nice.
Yeah.
We're going to walk around your store, and I want you to just talk about some plants.
Wonderful.
Does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Alrighty. Rachel, can you tell me about what I'm holding in my hand?
Yes, these are the coolest plant that we have in our store. I absolutely love them. This is called an air plant or a tillandsia, and they grow just as is. They don't have any roots necessarily that are visible, and they don't need to be in soil. So you can carry it around, you can set it in a bowl, you can hang it on the wall. I actually have had brides that have carried it in front of them or had them in their hair.
What a great idea.
Yeah.
So this would be a perfect purchase for somebody that, I always hear people say, I can't grow plants. I always kill plants in my house. So I love this. I would put this on my desk.
Exactly. And
perfect.
You give them a bath. You put them in a bowl of water for 20 minutes every few weeks, and they live, and they're so happy. They come in tons of shapes. They're super fun.
What is this? You were saying that something that these are very popular.
Yes, terrariums. We love them. I just bought 30 new vessels for terrariums. So this is a succulent terrarium, and actually this one has an air plant in it as well. So this just moves around. It doesn't need the soil.
Okay.
Any type of vessel, and it's been so fun because people bring in vessels that were at their house, maybe their grandparents, or they come here, we can make them for you, or you can choose all your other things. It's a super fun trend.
I know. When I first walked in, somebody had just bought one and left with it, and it was like, oh my gosh, I didn't even get to look at it yet. So she bought it. It's out the door. That's so exciting.
We love them. There's tons of things you can do with the different terrariums and shapes.
Very unique. This looks so real, Rachel.
They are so fun. The artificial flowers, which are now called faux flowers, have come a long ways, and it's so different from when I started in this industry 10 years ago to what we have now. We do tons of things with it, actually, including, we talked about air plants. Those come in an artificial, so even if it's something you can't do with a fresh plant or flower, we can definitely do that.
Because some people
forever.
Right. Some people may be allergic, so this is a good choice. And you can't tell. I said, oh, these are beautiful. These are real. And she said, no, they're not real. And what else do we have here?
This is part of our potting station. 4-inch plants, which is the diameter of the bottom of the pot, are incredibly great gifts. And they're so fun when you just need a little treat for yourself, a little bit of spring, maybe something green, maybe something blooming. And a lot of our blooming and some of our green plants are actually Minnesota grown, which is awesome. They come from the cities. They grow them in this beautiful greenhouse. It's unbelievable. It's just acres and acres of plants. And then when we call and say, I need a 4-inch cyclamen, this is a great example, they go out to their greenhouse and they can pick one for us, and it comes here, so they're in great condition.
Do you get to go down there and choose yourself, or do you always look in a catalog? How does that work?
Actually, I was just there on Tuesday, so a few days ago, and it's unbelievable. It's like being able to go grocery shopping for something that's a whole store of just things you love. So you can go and pick. Otherwise, we do have a truck that comes to us every day, and we call ahead, and we have wonderful reps that help us pick out what we would want, or we can say, I need 4 of these plants or 12 bunches of this, and they load it up and it comes on a truck overnight.
And then do you have customers say, I want this certain plant, and then you say, I can have it here in 3 days, or you say, how does that work?
Exactly. So if it's something specific people are looking for, sometimes we can have it the next day if it's a little bit more typical plant. If it's something more unusual, sometimes like a staghorn fern or some of the more garden variety plants, it can be a week or two. But generally we can have things within a few days, which is awesome.
That's very nice. I can see putting a little air plant in here and giving it to a child.
Yes, and that's exactly correct and great, because we actually have a couple of those with air plants in it. So you're hired.
Yay!
Yeah,
Sweet.
they're so cute. And that's the fun thing with the air plants, and actually any plants. We can help you figure out exactly what kind of vessel it would go in, or how you should decorate your house with it. That's just a great treat, and how miniature and fun.
Great. Let's go look at your live flowers. We are now in the cooler with all the fresh flowers. I'm so excited. I saw on this line she had kale. I mean, this is not the kale you would eat, but it's kale, but it matches my personality.
It does, and it's beautiful. I just love how ruffly it is. People would never believe that that's kale.
That is amazing, and this is a live version of what I was holding a second ago.
Yes, dahlia, and they're just starting to come into season. We're so excited. It's one of our favorites.
Oh my gosh, it smells divine in here. I wish you could all be in here and smell these fresh, beautiful flowers.
Oh,
so look at the nice variety you have. What are they all?
Oh, we have just a ton of different things. We have lilacs and delphinium, of course your standard roses. A lot of the roses we get are also Minnesota grown, which is phenomenal. The greenhouse.
Love that.
Yes.
There's less traveling involved.
Yes. Zinnias and allium, the poppies are just starting to come out, and these beautiful anemones are just wonderful. I am so lucky because when I was at the wholesaler, I got to get my shopping cart and fill it with such amazing things this week. It's been fun. And this cooler we're so lucky to have it. There's not a lot of flower shops that have the access where you can walk inside the cooler and see all of the flowers, and we just love having it.
And what's the temp in here?
It's 38 degrees, so it's just cool enough to keep them nice and fresh, not so cold that you're concerned about bruising or any type of damage.
Okay. It's lovely in here, and you have an arrangement right behind you.
Yeah.
Is that already purchased, or is that
No.
anybody can come in and buy? If they see something in here, they can just pick it up and buy it?
Exactly. We do tons of arrangements that people can come and pick out themselves. Most often, however, people will come and ask for something custom, and we get to go ahead and choose things that match people's personalities or choose things that we think their grandmother would like. We do lots of hand-tied bouquets versus something in a vase. It's a beautiful presentation. It feels like you get to hold this just big, beautiful bouquet of flowers, and we love to do that for people.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
since you love to put something together, can we watch you?
Yes,
All right,
absolutely.
let's go into your workshop.
Yes, let's do that. Wonderful. Wonderful. This is an arrangement that we have already started. We love to do things that are wild and free-flowing and have all sorts of movement. This is one of my favorite things of all time, which my favorite thing does change often, but right now it's this jasmine vine that has these beautiful pink flowers on it. And the lilac is so wonderful right now because it smells good and it feels like spring. Most of our arrangements are done in containers or vessels. We love rustic tin. It's one of the favorite things that I have. And this has already started to be created, but so many fun things can always be added into arrangements. This is allium. A lot of people will have this in their garden, and it smells like onion, which is kind of fun. Anemone that we had just shown you in the cooler is also wonderful. And something that's really fun to do for flower arrangements too is this is actually a succulent plant that we had looked at out in the terrariums earlier, and they can be wired and stemmed, and they can slide into arrangements, and it's so fun when you add things like this. The purple and the other colors come out in the arrangement. Just love it. And then you have a keepsake. So even though this beautiful arrangement is like a great dessert, eventually it will be gone, you have a wonderful succulent that you can then plant and have something to keep. And that's such a fun item to have in your fresh flower arrangements or in a bridal bouquet. Tons of arrangements like this that can reflect your personality. We just absolutely love all the beautiful things we can do.
We are sitting at the wedding planning table.
Yes, absolutely. Wedding consultations.
Consultations, and
Yep.
so you do quite a few of those, and which is your busiest season?
We do. We definitely keep plenty busy with brides during June, July, and August. It's always
The prime season,
prime
because there's
season.
good weather here up in
Yes.
northern Minnesota.
Yes, and we have brides that come from all over. We've had international brides, the Twin Cities. It's really fun to work with brides, and there's other event planning companies in town that we love to work with, and we can just make these fantastic events happen. It's so wonderful.
Yes, and there's a lot of talented people in Bemidji, and
There
that's
is.
one of the best things I like about being in Bemidji is we have a downtown area, and we like to highlight all of our businesses downtown, and we're very blessed to be next to the lake.
Yes, it's so
So I'm sure you get a
beautiful.
lot of tourists walking in here,
We
and
do.
I love living in Bemidji, and I just want to highlight and congratulate you for being a woman business owner.
Thank you.
In downtown
Thank
Bemidji.
you.
And I knew Rachel, you worked with me for a
did.
little bit
Yeah.
in downtown Bemidji,
Absolutely.
and I was so excited when she took over the store. So congratulations to you.
Well, thank you so much.
And thank you for having us and sharing all about your store.
Yes, people are welcome anytime. It's so wonderful to stop in and smell things.
Yes, it is. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, welcome, Dennis. This is Dennis Bowman.
Hi.
And he is the grandfather of our musician this evening, which is Cheyenne Camel. Can you tell me a little bit about Cheyenne? This is so exciting when these kids in school are aspiring to be stars.
Well, I don't have a problem talking about that. That's one of my favorite things. We really enjoy her music and enjoy following her around and giving her our support.
That's great. So how did she get, what do you think, what started her?
Oh my, way back when she was a little girl, she'd go into the playroom and this voice would come through.
Okay.
And we always knew she had this wonderful voice, but she was a little shy to use it.
Okay.
And it progressed from there on up through the fifth grade. Fifth grade key was kind of her first attempt at singing. And it went from there. We tried to encourage her to come forth and be a little more public with it. She was quite shy, didn't like to really sing in front of anyone. Park Rapids had their county fair. It was at about that time.
Okay.
And I noticed that there was a talent contest where the winners of that were then eligible to go on.
Okay.
And they were presenting a prize, and she wanted a camera really bad.
That was the prize?
Well,
Yeah, I want that too.
I think it was a cash prize, but she wanted to buy a camera with it.
Okay.
With it. The first place winner got a cash prize. So she finally agreed that she would really like that camera, and so that was her first go at it. She ended up at Park Rapids at a talent contest over there at the county fair, and she ended up winning the contest.
Okay.
And then the winners were eligible to go on to the state fair.
Wow, the Minnesota State Fair. That's exciting.
That was at the age of 11. And so she ended up at the Minnesota State Fair, and then they go through a series there. And she kept winning, and finally she ended up on the big stage. And at the age of 11, she ended up winning for her age group, the Minnesota State Fair Talent
That's
Contest
so exciting. Oh my gosh.
At the age of 11.
I hope the whole family was down there watching her.
It was the best thing ever. She got a trophy that was about that big. And it was kind of cute. I'll tell you a little story about that.
Okay.
Come time for us to head back, we had the trunk packed and everything was kind of organized because we were all packed in together, brought our coolers along. And we made room for this trophy. And we were going to put the trophy in this special place there in the trunk, and I got a tap on the shoulder. She said, "Grandpa, could you find some bubble wrap to put around my trophy?"
Oh.
So we went looking for bubble wrap. And finally I said, "I'll get some bubble wrap." We found some bubble wrap, got the trophy wrapped up in bubble wrap, just getting ready to put it in the trunk. Another tap on my shoulder. And she said, "Grandpa, how about, I've got my blanket here, could you put the blanket around my bubble wrap?"
Oh, that is so cute.
Put the blanket around the bubble wrap, and then following that, just getting ready to put it in, and one more little tap on the shoulder, and she said, "I've got my pillow here too, if we could set that down." And that's how it started. We could have been in a crash on the way home and everybody perished, but that trophy would have survived.
That was really, really important. That is awesome. So that was the beginning of her career.
That was kind of the
start.
start.
And she is singing all over now, right?
She's gotten to be better known, and she's written her own music. She just came out with her first CD.
There we go. And her CD is Cheyenne Confess.
Confess, yeah.
Sorry about that.
The thing that amazes me is that she wrote all of her own. They're all originals.
So there's 10 originals and.
Yeah, when she did the music, the last two are known songs, and they thought that she should put a couple of old country songs on, so that people could hear her sing those also.
Oh, that's nice.
So she did add a couple of, but the rest are her own music.
That's exciting. Yeah. So I think we should listen to her now. Don't you think so?
I love it.
All right, let's go to Cheyenne.
This is a song I wrote called "Can I Call You Mine?"
Well, thank you, Cheyenne. Thank you
thank
for
you.
agreeing to come and visit with us here
Of
at the
course.
cabin. Can you please tell me how, in your words, how did you get started wanting to be a singer?
Well, this actually started when I was about 6 years old, and my parents got me this CD of The Little Mermaid, and this was my favorite movie. She was like my idol when I was 6 years old, and I listened to all the music and I learned all the words by heart, and I just started singing with that, and then from there I tried to sound like her voice, and so that built my vocal cords and like built up some strength, and then I started sounding like other people and trying to copy their sounds, and then when I got older I wanted to get my own sound, and so I started singing and writing songs more and trying to get my own sound and like an original sound, I guess. So
Yeah, that's kind of like on the American Idol. They want people to have their own voice, even though you can sound like somebody else.
yes,
So what style of music do you enjoy singing?
I love country. I've started out doing other things like some jazz because I played piano ever since I was little, and then I started out with a guitar. I begged and begged for Christmas for that guitar, and when I finally got it, I just started writing songs, and country was just what I fell into, and I loved it. So,
Well, that's very exciting. And you have performed, and what was it like when you performed at the State Fair?
oh my gosh, I've done that every year now since I was 11 years old.
Really? You get to sing every year there?
Yes.
I didn't realize that.
And it's just been a great experience. I was so nervous when I first got up on the grandstand when I was 11 years old, and it was in front of all those people, and it was like one of my first big performances, and it was so scary, but I had to get over the nerves really fast. So.
Oh, that's so exciting. Oh my gosh. Now, I haven't gone to the State Fair in a couple of years, and so do they have a talent show every year there?
Yes, there's actually
Okay.
2 talent shows. One is an audition only, and then the other one you have to win at a county fair, and I've done both, so.
Okay. Well, that's very exciting.
Yeah.
And now I know you've had some different concerts around town, right?
Yes.
And you are singing in school, at the high school?
Yep, I sing in Vocomotive, which is the show choir, and the choirs, and I'm in madrigals, and so.
Madrigals at the college?
At the high school.
At the high school, they have
Yeah.
madrigals too. Okay. Well, that's nice to know.
Yep.
And do you prefer playing piano or do you play guitar? What do you just like doing both?
I love both. I don't know. When I songwrite, I do guitar, but piano is my musical background and stuff. So
Okay. And you have recently put out a CD.
yes, that was
Okay.
so exciting. We got the band Smokehouse to join in and help me with the background music and just to accompany me in all of the songs. And then we hired Russ Paul, which is a steel player from Nashville, to play on there as well. So.
Oh my gosh.
So
So
exciting,
exciting.
yeah.
Oh my goodness. And 10 of these there you wrote yourself.
Yes, I've by that time I had written about 20 songs, and now I've written 57. So I'm
57
excited.
songs.
Yes,
And you know all the words to 57 songs.
maybe most of them, probably
Most of
like
them?
50. I have to go over a
And
few.
practice. And I can probably sing 2 songs with all the words. So that is
That's
quite
great.
a talent. And we have a great music program in our school system.
Yes.
Would you agree?
We have an awesome music program.
That is very exciting. I'm excited for you. And
you.
I hope that you just keep moving on. And what is your goal? What is,
My main goal, I just want to sing and write songs for a living. So that's what I want to do.
well, I think you're going to achieve that, Cheyenne, because I think you're a star.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're a star in Bemidji. So I think we will end with Cheyenne with your CD called Confess.
Confess, yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for coming in. and
Thank you.
visiting. Thank you.
This is another original called I'm Missing You. It's 2 a.m. and I know you're still working late. I'm feeling empty, although I have everything. But I'm envying all the people with small town dreams. Everyone knows everybody like their family. Started to realize it far too late. What I want the most is
my hand, though the writing can't find the page. The ideas spilling out are too mixed up anyway. How am I supposed to leave the beauty of it all when I've seen and heard small town's country drawl? I'm starting to realize it far too late. What I want the most is been taken away. But with everything I think I want, I'm thinking now that it's all wrong. I think this emptiness is my first clue. I'm missing you. I'm missing you. An older road can't compare to city lights, but for me it's all that I care to pass by. With country guys I cannot find the words to say, but I'd take him over other ones any day. I'm starting to realize it far too late. What I want the most has been taken